Well, here we are at Palm Sunday and Holy Week. Today we've heard two Gospels, which are situated within about a week of each other and take place within the city of Jerusalem. You might recall last week's Gospel, which was the story of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead at Bethany, which was about 2 miles away from Jerusalem. It's important to keep that in mind because, as you may recall, Jesus announced his intention to raise Lazarus, and so he told his disciples that he'd be going there. And maybe you'll remember that Thomas the apostle told the others, "Let us also go to die with him." Thomas and the others were well aware of the extreme danger that awaited Jesus anywhere near Jerusalem, and Thomas was voicing what the others knew for themselves. And of course, Jesus knew better than any of them what he was facing. But he was determined all along to go to enter Jerusalem and face death without resistance. And in part because it was foretold in our Old Testament reading from Isaiah, who said this, "I gave my back to those who struck me, and my cheeks to those who pulled out my beard. I did not hide my face from insult and spitting. The Lord God is my help. Therefore, I have set my face like flint." And so Jesus set his face toward Jerusalem, knowing full well what he was going to experience there. It was to be the completion of the goal his Father had sent him for, and that was nothing less than the salvation of humankind. Jesus would not be distracted, and he took the road he took in order to aid us in the paths that we follow. On his road, Jesus fell a number of times, but he didn't stay there. He kept going. We should not be afraid to fall, nor afraid of getting up. God's hands are ready for us when we're ready to get up and continue. And there were two things that helped Jesus to continue in his strength. One was humility, and the other was self-emptying in the service of others. Jesus found strength in both of them. And we hear about that in our second reading, where St. Paul tells us that Jesus emptied himself and humbled himself, becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. And we too are called to great things, and the harder they are, the more humble and self-emptying we should become in the manner of Christ. And remember this as well. Today we celebrate the passion and death of Jesus Christ, but he did not die to remain in the grave forever. Jesus, who was ultimately victorious over suffering, will not abandon us in our time of suffering. And again, our first reading tells us, "The Lord God is my help. Therefore, I am not disgraced. I have set my face like flint, knowing that I shall not be put to shame." May we always thank God for the gift of Jesus Christ, and may he always help us to overcome the distractions and the pains and the sufferings that we find along our ways, so that one day we shall meet him in the heavenly Jerusalem. A blessed Holy Week to each of you.